Hey, so it's summer. I have gotten into hobbying mode, and today I'm doing a bunch of kit bashing. Because a while ago, I got myself these motorcycles. They are absolutely brilliant. These are my British early war motorcycles. They look really cool. I've magnetized Bren guns so I can take off the LMG, potentially even, if I want to at one point run them with an anti-tank gun. You can get anti-tank rifles for them. Might be a thing. So I can change that out if I want to do that at some point. I painted them up okay-ish to fit with my Desert Brits, but one issue, and a lot of people have commented, they don't have a driver. Like, there's no crew for this motorcycle, which, sucks a little bit. They didn't, like the 3D prints, didn't come with drivers. What do? So, of course, what I am going to... Sorry about the cut here, because I have a bit of a head cold, so I'm constantly blowing my nose. Right, so what I'm doing today is I'm kit bashing some drivers. And I got a hold of a bunch of different plastic kits, which is like one of the things that I really like about having been in a hobby for quite a while is I have a lot of sprues. And many of these sprues are from factions I don't play. This is an American sprue. But there were a few bodies left over on this sprue, and there were some arms. So this kit bash is going to use some of the American arms. Now, the good thing about this is, I don't know if you can see that, but a lot of the arms have hands that sort of grip rifles for this. So I'm going to use many of the hands here, because I'm going to need crew that can grab the steering wheel of the motorcycle. So that's one thing, right? Like, look at this steering wheel. Like, I'm also needing crew that can straddle the saddle, look sort of like they are sitting on it, at least believably so. So I think a couple of the bodies of these Americans I have left over, I have some airborne bodies. They don't look very much like British drivers of motorbikes, but I'm a little bit of paint and only the maddest rivet counter would tell, I think. So that was one thing. And then I was like, okay, normally I use for my Desert Brits, I use Perry miniatures. Now, these sprues are Warlord Games, so they are bigger. So if I'm going to use arms and hands from this, I think I'm going to go all Warlord, which might be a problem at some point for me. I don't like the proportions of Warlord minis, but, needs must. But then I was like, but I don't have any heads. I don't have any heads that would fit Warlord minis for my Brits. I don't have any Warlord Brits at all. And the drivers of these motorcycles didn't have like British helmets with the steel helmets. So they need to look a little bit different, I think. So I looked through my sprues, found these. So these are tank crew. Now, at least one of them, this guy, he has a cab on of some sort with a pair of goggles. I was like, pair of goggles, because that, like, motorcycles of the 1940s, you needed goggles, especially in the desert. So I think I will use his head. So I got a bunch of these, found the heads. Then what I figured out was the arms, because of the motorcycle here, the arms need to be fairly straight in order to grab the steering wheel, because the body can go down. The bodies of my Americans can go and sort of look like it's sitting. I may at some point have to scrape a little bit off the backside of the minis, of the bottom, or the inner thighs. But they sort of can go down, but you're going to need arms that reach out, right? And all the arms every single arm on this sprue is bent. So the left arms reach out to grab the rifle out there, bent. The right arms all go in across the bodies because they're holding that rifle. Every single one of them, none of them just reach out in front of them. So I needed other sprues. I needed something else. And I found that in a box of partisans, War Games Atlantic partisans. Now, these guys have some arms that are more straight. Look at that one, for instance. They don't have hands, but I don't care about that because I'm going to take the hands from the Americans and then use them. Sorry about that. Use them with the War Games Atlantic arms. That is the project. So I've cut up a bunch of arms. I found some that were holding a rifle, like just carrying it in a straight arm. That straight arm, instead of going down along the side of the body, it's going to go in front. Then I'm going to cut off the hand of that straight arm and give it an American hand grabbing. That was the first bit. I also kind of like the heads for the partisans. Some of them are without hats, so like they have nice flowy hair. God, I miss having hair. But so that might actually be a thing if I could get them to fit. They don't really have a bulb, so the American bodies have a bulb. Most of the at the bottom, right where it goes into the torso. Most Warlord Games minis do. So this is what it's going to look like. Right now they're just blue tacked together. This is going to be one of the drivers. He's holding a pistol in the air. It sort of looks a little bit like the revolvers that the British officers had. The head might be a little bit small, but not massively so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a partisan arm with an American hand attached to it. So this is how they're going to go together. And look here, it goes down. I have a driver. That is the Kitbash right there. I'm just dry fitting them at the moment, and I'm gonna have to, work on how to fit them on the motorbike because right now he's a little bit high on the motorbike. Who's gonna notice, right? But they will notice that I don't have Ghost Riders. Another one here. For this one, I had to find a straight right arm as well because I wanted one guy that sort of grabbed both arms. And I had mostly left arms that were straight, which, that sucks. But I did find one. This one has a partisan head. This one is a US airborne body. You can see the legs are a little bit bent. I think it really, really works. So that is going to be that one. That is the partisan head with a nice flowy hair. Here I have another of the American bodies. He's holding up a hand saying, wait a sec, whatever. He will go on the bike as well, looking like this. Whoa, sorry. Dry fitting. It's always a little bit fiddly, isn't it? Right, so it's going to look something like that. That, I think, really works, doesn't it? I have a final one, which I'm not really sure about. I gave him an SMG. This is a partisan SMG that he's holding across the body. It's a Sten gun. I'm not totally convinced. I gave him also a British helmet because I had one lying around, one head from a Bren crew. I'm not massively sold on that one. May change it up, but it does work. Really does. So I'm going to work on this, figure out if I need more crew than that, but that is the Kitbash for today. Go Kitbashing. I really love Kitbashing. It's the best. Having all these plastic sprues lying around and you can just cut up little bits of them. It's wonderful. Right, I will see you in the next video. Cheers.